guys, what's up? My name is Ciarra and welcome back to another episode of Reinventing the Meal. We haven't been here for a while, it's been a second. We tried the Mexican pizza recently. It was a solid fine.
It's so tiny. She looks a little, bad. It's kind of giving me school cafeteria lunch.
Yes. So I figured that could be great inspiration to make a upgraded Mexican pizza. We're gonna be starting off with our ground beef. We're gonna go ahead and put together our seasoning blend, which is going to be a combination of 1 tablespoon of flour, cornstarch, onion powder, garlic powder, ground cumin, paprika, a teaspoon of, actually, half a teaspoon of cayenne, but it's up to you on how spicy you want it to be. That's totally on you. Granulated sugar and then some salt and pepper to taste. We're gonna whisk this all together so it is combined. In a pan, we're just gonna drizzle a little bit of olive oil, put our pan at high heat, and smack in our ground beef. And we're gonna try to get a nice browning on that, at least to the best of our ability. Once our beef is fully cooked, you're gonna go ahead and throw in your seasoning blend, mix that all together so it's well combined, and then let your beef simmer for a few minutes until everything has thickened. Set that aside. We're gonna move on to our next step. Step 2 is we're gonna be making the refried beans for our Mexican pizza. Super simple. So you're just gonna get 2 cans of pinto beans and you're gonna wanna drain them. In a pot, you're gonna go ahead and throw in some olive oil, mince up a couple cloves of garlic, throw them in the olive oil until they are fragrant and aromatic. I feel like I'm not making a lot of sense with my words today. The full recipe, by the way, is in the comments of this video, which will probably help you way more than listening to me right now. Anyway, once your garlic is fragrant, you can go ahead and throw in your pinto beans, as well as some water and some lime juice. From there, you can include the seasoning, which is just humbly some cumin and some cayenne. Of course, some salt and pepper to taste, and you're just gonna bring that to a boil, like a soft boil, so a simmer. That's what a soft boil is, right? A simmer. Until the water cooks down and the beans soften and you can start to mash them, and that is going to be your refried beans. And you're gonna know when they're at a nice consistency, when they look nice and velvety and smooth once you start to mash them up. Once you're at that stage, throw in some fresh cilantro, mix that in, and you can set these aside. Step 3, we gotta make the sauce, which I am assuming at Taco Bell is literally just like their mild sauce or something. Like that's all they put on it. I'm gonna go a different direction and say it's enchilada sauce. Maybe they do that at Taco Bell, I don't know, but most of the sauces kind of taste the same, no offense. So for the seasoning blend for your enchilada sauce, it is going to be a combination of 2 tablespoons of flour, 1 tablespoon of ground cayenne, a teaspoon of ground cumin, a half a teaspoon of garlic powder, a half a teaspoon of dried oregano, some salt and pepper to taste. You're gonna whisk that all together so there are no clumps and everything is well combined. And in a pan, you're gonna throw in some olive oil, put that to medium heat, and you're actually gonna throw in your spices and just toast them for a little bit, but not too long, obviously, because your spices are already pretty ground, pretty fine, so they can burn quickly. And then you're gonna throw in some tomato paste. Combine this to the best of your ability, and then add in 2 cups of your vegetable broth, break it all up, and you're just gonna bring this to a boil and cook it down till it reduces. And once it is cooked down and reduced, go ahead and set that aside. And last but not least, we're moving on to, I think, like the best part about making the Mexican pizza is making our dough, which is literally just frying flour tortillas. You're just gonna get a deep pan, you're gonna fill it with some canola or vegetable oil. You're gonna bring it to about 350 degrees. Once your oil is ready, you're gonna gently lay in one of your tortillas, and you will know when it's ready to flip because it's going to start bubbling. You're gonna try your best to make sure they don't bubble up too much. And the underneath is gonna turn a nice golden brown. Fry the other side and set aside on some napkins to drain the oil. And you're gonna make 2 of those because, again, if you've had a Mexican pizza, you know it's like a double-decker deal. So now it's time to put the whole thing together, which is great. So we're gonna start with one of our fried flour tortillas, load on some of our enchilada sauce. We're gonna load on some of our refried beans. Of course, a generous portion of our ground beef. We're gonna top it with another fried flour tortilla, even more enchilada sauce, and then we got some fresh grated cheddar cheese that we're gonna add to the top of that. You're gonna throw it into your oven to broil. Once you see that the cheese is nice and melted, we can go ahead and take that out, and we're just gonna load it up with some of our fresh garnish, some fresh cilantro, some fresh green onions, and some queso fresco. And if you're asking me, there is a clear night and day difference between our Mexican pizza and Taco Bell's Mexican pizza. No offense. I mean, this thing was thick. This is like thick. This is for 2 to 4 people for sure, because this is a big boy, but it was delicious. There's no comparison. It's just meatier, heartier. The enchilada sauce was way more present than the sauce that Taco Bell puts on their Mexican pizza. Again, the recipe is in the comments below. I can't forget to mention to like, comment, subscribe. We're gonna try to be more consistent with our uploads, I promise. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next one.